Welcome to Podcastify, your personal generative AI podcast. SoFi Technologies stock, ticker symbol SOFI, seems to be on a roll, hitting a 52-week high. 30% surge in June? That's impressive.
It is, especially in this market. I'm seeing their strong growth guidance as a major factor.
And their plans to expand into crypto. Smart move, given the current landscape.
Agreed, though they're due to report second quarter earnings soon, right? End of the month?
Exactly. That'll be a real test of their momentum, a lot riding on that. But we've also got Roblox in the news.
Roblox? Oh, the gaming platform. What's happening there?
Big money investors are taking a bearish stance on RBLX. Interesting, isn't it? Seems counterintuitive with the gaming market being so hot.
Does seem a bit odd, but big money doesn't always mean right, does it?
No, but it's certainly something to watch. Remember what happened with GameStop?
Right? Retail investors versus the big guys. This could be a similar situation brewing.
So, some interesting options activity, huh? Big bets on Bitcoin hitting $130,000 in Q3. Someone's feeling bullish?
130,000, wow. That's quite a leap from where it's currently sitting. I mean, are these like reputable sources or just, noise?
Benzinga reported it. They're tracking public options history data. So it's real activity, whether it's institutions or high net worth individuals, though. That's the mystery.
Yeah, big money can be a bit of a mixed signal sometimes, can it? I mean, they're not always right.
True, but still, $130,000 makes you think, especially with the overall crypto market dipping slightly. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, all down a bit, though XRP seems to be holding steady. Must be that tariff-driven Monday.
Tariff-driven Monday? What's that all about? I haven't really been following that.
Well, it seems like global macro risks are on the rise. Tariffs, inflation, the whole 9 yards. Matt Maley, the market analyst, he's been talking about how he's navigating all this.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him. So what's his take? Is he bullish on Bitcoin too, or?
I haven't seen his specific take on Bitcoin, but he's definitely cautious about the broader market conditions. Says it's the calm before the storm. Ominous, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. So one trader's betting big on Bitcoin while another's predicting a storm. Makes you wonder who to believe. It's a lot to take in.
So it's interesting to see how telecom stocks are being viewed these days. Not all created equal anymore, huh?
Yeah, it's not like the old days. This Benzinga article, it really highlights that. AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, they're all taking different paths.
T-Mobile got a buy rating, right? But even with that, the analyst sees limited upside because of their valuation.
And their focus on subscriber growth over, giving back to investors, capital returns, dividends, that sort of thing.
Right. Makes you wonder about the long-term strategy there. Short-term gains versus, well, you get the picture.
Definitely. It's like a balancing act, isn't it? Attracting new customers, keeping the ones you have, and rewarding the people who, invested in you in the first place. Tricky.
Absolutely. It's a complex landscape. Then you've got Roblox 85% surge in 2025. Wow.
83% year to date even. That's a big jump. What's driving that? I mean, is it sustainable?
Well, according to Benzinga, it's a combination of factors. User growth, of course, but also ads, AI tools, and strong monetization. They seem to be figuring things out.
AI tools? Oh yeah, that's interesting. I wonder how they're, incorporating that into the platform.
Me too. It's definitely a space to watch. I mean, remember when everyone was, bearish on Roblox? Now look at them.
Yeah, it just goes to show, things can change quickly, especially in the tech world. 1 minute you're down, the next, boom.
So Roblox, aiming for 10% of the gaming market, that's ambitious, isn't it?
It is, especially with, so many players in the game, literally. But with millions of games on the platform, I guess they've got a shot.
Yeah, and over 200 AI pipelines to help scale content creation. That's pretty impressive. Shows they're thinking long-term.
Definitely. It's like they're building their own ecosystem. Games, creators, AI tools, the whole package.
Exactly. Smart move. Now, switching gears a bit, Fibro Animal Health. JP Morgan's upgrade is pretty significant, right?
Oh yeah, what's the story there?
Well, Benzinga's reporting strong FY 2025 performance, upside potential too, and it seems like their Zoetis deal is playing a role, boosting their prospects.
Zoetis? Oh, the animal health company? Makes sense.
Exactly. And the analyst expects healthy growth in 2026 as well. MFAs, vaccines, nutritional specialties, the whole 9 yards.
So a good outlook overall. Sounds promising.
Definitely. Now this is interesting. Big bets on Norwegian Cruise Line options. NCLH. Smart money's moving in.
NCLH. The cruise industry's been, a bit volatile lately. What's driving this interest?
Benzinga didn't specify, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Smart money, as they say, it often knows something we don't.
True. It's like they have a sixth sense for these things, or, access to better information. One or the other.
So we were talking about smart money, and well, looks like some big bets are being placed on Norwegian Cruise Line. NCLH.
NCLH? Oh, interesting. The cruise lines, they've had a bumpy ride, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. But Benzinga's reporting some significant options activity. Whales, making some moves.
Whales? Oh, you mean like institutional investors, the big players?
Exactly. 11 trades detected, and over half of them are bullish, betting on a price increase.
So they're like anticipating a turnaround? What's behind that, I wonder?
Well, Benzinga didn't dive into the specifics, but it makes you think. Maybe they know something we don't.
Yeah, possibly. Or maybe they're just, gambling. It happens.
True, but still it's worth noting, especially with the cruise industry being so, well, unpredictable.
Definitely. It's like 1 minute they're sailing smoothly, the next they're hitting an iceberg. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Exactly. Now, shifting gears a bit. Orchid Island Capital, ORC, they're announcing second quarter 2025 results.
ORC? Oh, right. I haven't heard much about them lately. What's the word?
Well, according to the Globe Newswire press release, the announcement is coming out of Vero Beach, Florida, July 7th, 2025.
Okay, so, pretty standard stuff then, just, the regular earnings report?
Seems like it. No big surprises mentioned in the headline anyway.
Right? But sometimes the real news is in the details, isn't it? We'll have to wait and see what they, actually say.
So, we were talking about Orchid Island Capital, ORC, and their upcoming second quarter results announcement.
Right. Out of Vero Beach, Florida, July 7th. Pretty standard stuff, you'd think.
Yeah, seems that way. Just the usual earnings report. But, you never know what might be lurking beneath the surface.
True. Sometimes the devil's in the details, right? Speaking of details, what's this about Canadian Solar? CSIQ? Stocks jumping, apparently.
Yeah, Benzinga's reporting a Monday rally. Seems like their recurrent energy unit just brought a massive energy storage project online in Arizona. 1,200 megawatt hours.
1,200? Wow, that's a lot of juice. No wonder the stock's getting a boost. Arizona, huh? Lots of sunshine there, I guess.
Makes sense. Solar power and energy storage, it's a natural fit. And Benzinga also mentioned something about daily updated stock rankings, momentum, growth, value.
Oh yeah, so like a way to spot strong stocks in any market? That could be pretty useful.
Definitely. Helps investors, navigate the complexities of the market, find those hidden gems.
Yeah, the smart money moves, right? Like we were discussing earlier with those NCLH options.
Exactly. It's all connected. Market trends, investor sentiment, the whole 9 yards. Makes you wonder what other opportunities are out there, just waiting to be discovered.
It does. It's like a treasure hunt. Except the treasure is, financial gain. Always exciting.
So Dropbox DBX trading at 27.50, down a bit today, huh?
Yeah, just under 2% it looks like. Not a huge drop, but still down.
And it's been a bit of a bumpy ride for the stock this past month, too, down 5%. But over the year, different story.
Oh yeah, how so?
Up almost 25%. Pretty impressive. Shows you how volatile things can be, short-term versus long-term.
Definitely. It's like a roller coaster sometimes. Up 1 minute, down the next. You got to hold on tight.
Exactly. Now, switching gears completely, Hims and Hers Health. Hims. This is interesting.
Hims? Oh yeah, I've heard of them. What's going on there?
Robbins, Geller, Rudman and Dowd. They're announcing an investor class action lawsuit. Substantial losses, apparently.
Oh wow. That's never a good sign. I wonder what happened. What kind of losses are we talking about?
The announcement doesn't specify, unfortunately, But it's definitely something investors should be aware of. Do your research, as they say.
For sure. It's like a reminder that even seemingly stable companies can, run into trouble. You got to be careful.
So we were talking about smart money moves, and, well, this hims and hers health situation is a reminder that things can go south quickly. Robbins, Geller, Rudman, and Dowd announcing a class action lawsuit? Not good.
No, not at all. Hims, they seem to be doing so well. I wonder what triggered the lawsuit. The announcement didn't give much detail, did it?
No, not really. Just mentioned substantial losses. Vague, isn't it? Makes you wonder what's really going on behind the scenes.
It does. It's like a reminder that you can't always trust what you see on the surface. Gotta dig deeper. Do your due diligence, right?
Exactly. Speaking of digging deeper, this Sam Rowe podcast on Benzinga, there's a risk the economy goes into a recession. Sobering thought, isn't it?
It is. A recession, nobody wants to hear that, but, it's always a possibility. The economy's a complex beast.
It is, and Sam Rowe, he seems to have a pretty good grasp of, the market forces at play. Podcast wisdom, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, podcasts, they're a great way to, stay informed these days. So many different perspectives out there. It's like a constant stream of information.
It is. Now, this Benzinga piece on Broadcom options, AVO, big money's thinking something, apparently.
AV Go? Oh yeah, what's the scoop? Are they bullish, bearish?
The article didn't really specify, just highlighted the options activity. A look at what the big money is thinking, they called it. Intriguing, isn't it?
Very. It's like a glimpse into the minds of, the whales, trying to decipher their moves. Always a challenge.
Absolutely. And speaking of challenges, writing. This Teaker guy, he really breaks down the process, doesn't he? News, research, angle, draft, edit, it's a whole thing.
It is. And then the editor's notes, I know that feeling. Tweaking and refining, it never ends, does it?
No, it doesn't. But that's the nature of the beast, I guess. The creative process. Always striving for, perfection.
Exactly. Or at least, something close to it. It's a journey.
So we were talking about following the smart money, and looks like there's some interesting action around Broadcom options. AV Go.
AV Go? Oh yeah? What's the story there? Big moves?
Big moves is an understatement. Benzinga's reporting almost 150 unusual trades, 149 to be exact.
Wow, 149? That's a lot of activity. So are they like bullish or bearish? What's the sentiment?
Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag, actually. 46% bullish, 40% bearish, almost a 50-50 split. Makes you wonder what's going on.
It does. It's like they're unsure, or maybe it's a hedging strategy. Hard to say.
Yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. Now, shifting gears a bit, Orchid Island Capital, ORC, they're announcing second quarter 2025 results.
ORC. All right. I haven't heard much about them lately. What's the word?
Standard earnings report, it seems. Coming out of Vero Beach, Florida, July 7th, 2025, according to Globe Newswire.
Vero Beach? Okay, so nothing too exciting then? Just the usual numbers?
Well, you never know. Sometimes the real story is buried in the fine print. We'll have to wait and see what they actually reveal.
True. Sometimes the quiet announcements are the most, impactful. It's all about the details, right?
So we were talking about keeping an eye on the smart money, and, looks like there's some intriguing activity around Cameco options, CCJ.
CCJ? Oh, that's interesting. Cameco, aren't they like in the uranium business?
Exactly. And Benzinga's reporting some pretty significant options action. 24 unusual trades detected. Financial giants making moves.
24. Wow, that's a lot. So are they like buying or selling? What's the overall sentiment?
Mostly bullish, it seems. 70% of the traders are betting on a price increase. Bullish on uranium, huh? Interesting.
It is, especially with, the whole energy crisis and everything. Nuclear power, it's like back in the spotlight. Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, it does. Now, shifting gears a bit, Quaker Houghton, KWR, different story there.
KWR? Oh yeah, what's the deal with them?
Stocks down today, 1.42%, trading at 122.50. A bit of a dip.
1.42. Not a huge drop, but, still down. What about their performance over the past month? Any better?
Slightly, up 2.18%. But if you look at the bigger picture, the past year, different story altogether.
Oh yeah, how so?
Down almost 26%, 25.98 to be exact. Shows you how volatile things can be. Short-term gains versus, well, you get the picture.
Definitely. It's like a roller coaster. Up and down, up and down. You got to have a strong stomach for these things. The market, I mean.
So this ALR miner launch, a bold leap, they say. Cloud mining, it's like the new gold rush, isn't it?
It is. Everyone's trying to get in on the action. But a free $12 bonus, that's a new one. Almost too good to be true, right?
Yeah, almost. But Globe Newswire reported it. Out of London. Seems legit. Global rollout too. They're like going big, ambitious, isn't it?
Very. It's like they're trying to corner the market, or at least, get a big piece of it. Speaking of big, what's this about SharpLink Gaming? SBET? Volatile session, huh?
Yeah, Benzinga's reporting some pretty wild swings. High of 15.7, low of 12.50, all in one day. That's a roller coaster.
It is a real nail biter. I wonder what's driving all that volatility. Must be something big. Some news maybe, or just, market whims.
So we were talking about market volatility, and SharpLink Gaming, SBET, is a perfect example. Those swings, wow.
Yeah, from $15.17 to $12.50. That's a pretty big range. Makes you wonder what's going on behind the scenes.
It does. Now, completely different story. VivoPower VVPR. They're ringing the closing bell at NASDAQ on Monday.
VVPR. Oh yeah? What's the occasion? Some big announcement?
Celebrating their Ethereum treasury strategy, apparently. Interesting move, isn't it? Putting their crypto holdings front and center.
It is. It's like they're making a statement. We're all in on Ethereum, kind of thing. Bold.
Definitely. Now, speaking of bold, Globe Newswire is reporting that VivoPower is also commencing a $29 million shareholder loan financing retirement plan. Out of London.
$29 million. Wow, that's a significant chunk of change. So they're like paying down debt? Good for them. Getting their finances in order.
Seems like it. Independent directors approved the plan according to the press release. Smart move, I'd say. Strengthens their position.
Definitely. It's like a sign of, stability, fiscal responsibility. Investors like to see that.
Absolutely. Now this is interesting. CNBC is reporting that CoreWeave is acquiring Core Scientific in a $9 billion all-stock deal. $9 billion? That's a lot of zeros.
It is. A massive deal. CoreWeave, aren't they like a cloud computing company, and Core Scientific crypto mining, right?
Exactly. So it's like a merging of, two tech giants, a convergence of sorts. Makes you wonder what the future holds for the combined entity.
It does. It's like a power couple in the making. Cloud computing and crypto mining, a formidable force.
So we were talking about big deals, and this CoreWeave acquiring Core Scientific thing, $9 billion? That's massive.
It is. A huge deal. And it looks like CoreWeave won't have to pay rent to Core Scientific anymore on some data center sites. They were partners, apparently. Longtime partners.
Oh yeah, so like a strategic acquisition, taking out the landlord, so to speak.
Exactly. Smart move, if you ask me. Cuts down on overhead. Now, switching gears a bit, Avalon Bay Communities, AVB, their short interest has jumped quite a bit, hasn't it?
Almost 10%, according to Benzinga. 9.89 to be exact. That's a significant increase.
It is. 3.09 million shares sold short, 3% of all regular shares available for trading. Makes you wonder what's going on there.
It does. Maybe investors are anticipating a downturn or, just hedging their bets? Hard to say.
Yeah, the market can be so unpredictable. Speaking of unpredictable, Taylor Morrison Home, TMHC, what's the story there?
Benzinga's asking, what's driving market sentiment around them? Good question, isn't it? They've been in the news a bit lately.
They have. I wonder if it's related to the overall housing market. Interest rates, affordability, that whole thing.
Could be. Or maybe something more company-specific. New developments, earnings reports, who knows? We'll have to, dig a little deeper.
Exactly. Do some due diligence. Always a good idea.
So we were talking about market sentiment, and looks like Taylor Morrison Home, TMHC, is seeing a rise in short interest, 26.07%, according to Benzinga. That's a pretty big jump.
26%? Wow, that's a lot. So like 3.19 million shares sold short. That's a decent chunk of their float.
4.4% of all regular shares available for trading, to be exact. Makes you wonder, what's driving that increase? Are investors getting, cold feet about the housing market?
Could be. Or, maybe they're just hedging their bets. It's hard to say for sure. Now, speaking of market sentiment, what's this about Mattel? Matt? Their short interest has actually fallen, it seems.
Yeah, 18.67%, opposite direction of TMHC. 9 million shares sold short, though. That's still a significant number.
9 million? Wow. But only 4.53% of all regular shares, huh? So like less than TMHC proportionally?
Exactly. And Benzinga's asking how investors really feel about Mattel. Interesting question, isn't it? Given the drop in short interest.
It is. Maybe investors are feeling more bullish on toys these days. Nostalgia factor, perhaps. Or maybe they're just, betting against the bears. Hard to say.
So Hewlett-Packard, HPE, their short interest has fallen quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, 13.73% according to Benzinga. That's a pretty noticeable drop. Makes you wonder what's behind it.
It does. 38.4 million shares sold short. That's still a lot, though. 3.33% of all regular shares. So not a tiny amount.
Right? So are investors feeling more positive about HPE, or is it something else? Hard to say for sure.
Yeah, the market can be so opaque sometimes. Speaking of opaque, SoFi Technologies, SoFi, they seem to be poised to benefit from some recent changes to federal student loan rules.
SoFi? Oh yeah. What's happening there? New regulations?
Exactly. Benzinga's reporting that graduate students are now limited to $100,000 in total federal loans. And professional and medical students, $200,000.
100,000, 200,000? Wow. That's a pretty big change. So less federal money available. How does that benefit SoFi?
Well, SoFi is in the student loan refinancing business, right? So with fewer federal options, students might be more likely to, turn to private lenders, like SoFi. Capture the opportunity, Benzinga called it.
Oh, I see. Clever. It's like they're filling a gap in the market. Makes sense.
So we were talking about market sentiment, and, well, this whole Parent Plus loan situation, $65,000 per student, that's a pretty hefty cap.
It is. Makes you wonder how families are going to, make up the difference. Tuition costs aren't exactly going down, are they?
No, they're not. Speaking of costs, inflation. Matt Maley's talking about macro risks, right? Tariffs, inflation, the whole 9 yards. He's got a live session on Wednesday, July 9th, apparently.
Oh, yeah? 6 p.m.? I might have to, tune in for that, get his take on things. He usually has some good insights.
He does. Now, this Benzinga piece on Solar Edge Technologies options, SEDGE, whales are taking a bearish stance, apparently. Interesting.
SEDGE? Oh, yeah. Solar Edge, they're in the solar energy business, right? What's driving the bearish sentiment, I wonder?
The article mentions 12 unusual options trades detected. Big money moving around. Could be a sign of, things to come.
Possibly. Or maybe it's just, noise. Hard to say. Now this Cointelegraph article, 5 countries where crypto is tax-free. That's surprising.
It is in 2025, no less. Makes you wonder what their, long-term strategies are. Are they trying to attract crypto businesses, create a crypto haven?
Could be. Or maybe they just, haven't figured out how to tax it yet. It's a relatively new asset class after all. Lots of gray areas still.
So this Cointelegraph article, 5 countries where crypto is tax-free. That's surprising.
It is. In 2025, no less. Makes you wonder what their, long-term strategies are. Are they trying to attract crypto businesses, create a crypto haven?
Could be. Or maybe they just, haven't figured out how to tax it yet. It's a relatively new asset class, after all. Lots of gray areas still.
True. Lots of gray areas. Now this Benzinga article, Disbelief is the Fuel for This Bull Market. Catchy title, isn't it?
It is. Makes you think. Remember 2016? No way Trump becomes president. And then,
he did. And 2019? No way Musk scales Tesla and makes money. Boom. Profitable. Cash flow positive. Who would have thought?
Right? It just goes to show, never underestimate the power of, disruption and innovation and maybe a little bit of, luck.
Definitely. Luck always plays a role. Now, this whole disbelief is fuel thing, it makes you wonder how much fuel is left, doesn't it?
So this epoxy resin market, $21 billion by 2032, that's a pretty hefty chunk of change.
It is, big numbers. Verified market research, huh? They're usually pretty reliable.
Yeah, they are. And a CAD year of 5.9%, not too shabby. Steady growth, the kind investors like.
Definitely. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Like a tortoise, not a hare.
Exactly. Now, what about the drivers of this growth? What's fueling this epoxy resin boom?
Well, the article didn't really, dive into specifics, but I'd imagine it's like a combination of factors, right? Increased demand, new applications, that sort of thing.
Yeah, probably. And what about the risks? Any potential downsides?
Good question. I guess like any market, there's always the risk of, a downturn, economic recession, changing consumer preferences, that kind of thing.
Right, the usual suspects. But overall, it sounds like a pretty promising market, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd agree. 21 billion by 2032. That's nothing to sneeze at. Definitely something to, keep an eye on. Thanks for listening, everyone, and a special shout out to our newest subscribers. We appreciate your support. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and stay tuned.